All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to dig into the real science of how alcohol affects fat loss. And here's a hint, it's not just about the calories. So let's start with what most of us think, right? The common belief is, hey, alcohol has calories, just like carbs or fat. As long as you track them, you're good to go. But the metabolic reality is a whole different story. It's really not about the calories themselves, it's about what your body does with them. The moment alcohol shows up, your body's main priority flips to getting rid of it, and that puts your fat-burning ability on a full stop pause. So to really get why this happens, we need to talk about something called metabolic priority. What is metabolic priority? Well, think of it like your body's internal to-do list for energy. It doesn't treat everything the same. And because the main byproduct of alcohol, acetaldehyde, is actually toxic, your body flags it as a major threat. It basically drops everything else and says, whoa, we have to deal with this right now, bumping alcohol to the very top of the list. Okay, so let's walk through exactly how this works. Step 1, you have a drink. Step 2, your body immediately detects that toxic byproduct. Then your liver, your body's master filtration system, switches its entire focus to clearing that toxin out. And the immediate result of that? Well, other really important jobs, especially burning fat for fuel, just get put on hold. They're suspended until that detoxification job is completely finished. So, what does this pause on your fat-burning engine actually look like in the real world? What are the numbers? And the science here is incredibly specific. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that a pretty moderate alcohol intake, we're talking just 2 or 3 drinks, can slash your body's ability to burn fat by a whopping 79%. Yeah, I'll let that one sink in for a second. For the entire time your liver is busy processing that alcohol, which can be several hours, your fat-burning systems are pretty much offline. So any fat you eat during that time, it's way more likely to get sent straight into storage because the machinery needed to burn it is, well, it's occupied. Now, there's a scientific name for this fat-burning process. It's called beta oxidation. This isn't some vague idea. It's a very specific metabolic pathway. And this is the exact pathway that gets shut down. See, as the liver focuses on clearing out the alcohol, the byproducts from that process literally jam up the beta oxidation machinery. And just like that, fat breakdown stops. But here's the thing, the impact isn't just metabolic. Alcohol creates this ripple effect that can mess with your choices and behavior long after you finish that drink. We see this so clearly in controlled studies. Drinking alcohol actually stimulates your appetite. People consistently end up eating 20 to 30% more food when they're drinking compared to when they're not. It kind of lowers your inhibitions around food, making it that much harder to stick to your goals. And it doesn't stop there. The kinds of food you choose while drinking also tend to be, well, not the best. Then you've got the next day. A hangover doesn't just kill your motivation to go to the gym, it also tanks the quality of your workout if you do make it. On top of all that, it can mess with recovery, which you need for muscle repair and growth. It's really a cascade of negative effects. Okay, so understanding this whole mechanism is one thing, but what can you actually do about it if fat loss is one of your main goals? Here are 3 really practical takeaways. First, think about frequency. Since that fat-burning pause happens every single time you drink, just reducing the number of days you drink can be more effective than trying to drink less each time. Second, if your fat loss suddenly stalls, look at alcohol first. Seriously, before you go down a rabbit hole of complex metabolic theories, it's often the biggest and simplest variable to check. And third, mitigate the impact. On the days you do decide to have a drink, you can offset some of the effects by planning for a slightly lower food intake and, most importantly, staying consistent with your training. Look, at the end of the day, this isn't about judging drinking one way or another. It's just about having a more complete picture of the metabolic accounting. If you want to go even deeper into the research and check out the full article this explainer is based on, you can find all of those resources over at sandquest.me.